I can't even begin to talk about this style without giving an ode to Paul Mitchell's Zulu knots, which were around some 20 plus years ago. Back then, it was used to give straighter hair types a curly texture or the afro they could never achieve naturally. So years later, people all over with wavy, curly, or coily hair were embracing these knots, now known as Bantus, to enhance their texture or create a different type of formation with their curls. The most important step in any hairstyle, regardless of the texture, is how you set the hair up to win. So in this case, we're using the Lavender Mint Moisturizing Shampoo on this curly hair, which is going to lay the foundation for moisture for us. And one thing I'd like to bring to the viewer's attention is how her face is at peace through this process, as it should be. Working with curly or coily texture should be a painless and tearless process. So if it's not, maybe it's time to examine our technique. What makes Paula's hands experts here is her ability to respect the cuticle. Her hands work with the hair in a manner that doesn't agitate the hair, which can unintentionally cause frizz. To enhance our conditioning routine, we're always going to include a treatment, which is a real bonus for the hair. And so as we rinse out the conditioner, really priming and prepping this hair to receive this conditioner is key. So in this case, Lavender Mint Deep Conditioning Mineral Hair Mask is the treatment of choice because it's going to help strengthen and hydrate moisture-starved hair. This is an easy take-home recommendation because the simple packets make them non-intimidating, even to your most novice user. Something we're never going to see enough of is working the product through, whether it's our hands or a detangler comb, just to make sure that every curl is touched, to make sure the end result is consistent with no frizz. So if you work with curly hair enough, you know that they don't just follow suit with the rest. The key to encouraging them to do so is treating them fairly. So under the steamer for about 15 to 30 minutes, this is going to help hydrate the dry hair and also better open the cuticle to allow the absorption of moisture in any treatments. Now here we go with the LOC method. As we give a good liberal spray application of our Lavender Mint Leave-In Conditioning Spray, our L in this method, this is going to help provide more moisture. Then our Lavender Mint Nourishing Oil, this is going to help to lock in the moisture. And boy, is it a smooth feel, not only on your hands, but the hair as well. And finally, the C in this LOC is the Lavender Mint Taming Cream. This is going to help to seal in the moisture. So now all of these together is really going to help with the moisture retention. So as we make sure that this is dispersed through evenly, now we're going to introduce the Lavender Mint Defining Gel into the picture because as we form the Bantu knots, we're going to need something that can act as the foundation for the style to hold a bit. So making sure that all of those edges and the perimeter hair is touched. Blow drying all of this into the hair prior to the set, about 60 to 70%, actually eliminates tons of drying time after the set is done. So if we section the hair into quadrants, prior to putting the knots in, the sections literally can be created with your hands to make the lines more organic. Using the Lavender Mint Leave-In Conditioning Spray to lightly reactivate the gel that's dried into the hair, we're using our fingers just to detangle each section, separating 1 to 3 inch sections from the rest of the hair to begin our Bantu knots. Now the size of that section will of course determine how small or large you want those knots to be, and when you let them out, how much curl or wave you'd like to be present. So again, making sure that we keep the hair detangled organically throughout this entire process, but starting at the base of the section, begin to twist that hair almost in a tornado-like fashion. As you continue to twist, you'll create somewhat of a sturdy stem that you want to keep standing on top of the head. When the hair begins to buckle or collapse a bit on top, a few inches above that base, continue to twist that hair underneath that buckling area, but also wrap the hair around the stem until you reach the base. So it's very important that you twist that hair until you reach the very ends of the hair. It'll almost feel like you can't even twist anymore, but keep twisting. And this is going to help you get a good, consistent outcome when the knots are let loose. Open a bobby pin and use it to secure the hair as it dries. So So keep in mind, the amount of hair that's on the head is really going to determine how tall that stem needs to be. In other words, the longer the hair, the taller the stem is probably going to be, so you can have enough room to actually wrap hair around it all the way to the base. And now for the takedown after it's dried. If your hands are primed with the Lavender Mint Nourishing Oil, it's going to help you accomplish two purposes, helping to impart shine and calming down frizz if the hair is prone to it. So you take down the knots in the very same fashion that you actually put them in, only now you're going to untwist the hair in the reverse motion. So I like to start at the sides or the back. To me, that's a great preferred starting area because now you have a foundation to actually build on. So once you've let those sections down, you begin to separate each section using your fingers. And again, the fact that you have the Lavender Mint Nourishing Oil on your fingertips just allows you to eliminate frizz and to really just give a clean, shiny look to the hair. So as you separate these sections, sometimes in 2, then into 4, and then doubling those, the more you separate the hair, the more expansion of volume you're going to get. And while using your fingertips is all you really need, experimenting with a little bit more volume can be fun with a comb as well. So 20 plus years ago or now, Bantu knots are still a fan favorite.